Jones and Keefe here on WEEI. I was Robert Kraft announcing Bill Parcells going into the Patriots Hall of Fame. Wow. Turns out all this time he could have just put Bill Parcells right in the hall.
He's not waiting for the fan vote to be counted?
It's interesting. No, he's going in as a contributor to the Patriots Hall of Fame.
Veterans Committee? How'd he get in?
I don't know.
What is this?
I don't know. Honestly, his answer was a little morbid. He's like, let's do it while we're both alive. I was like, ay, caramba.
I mean, how are you going to argue with that?
A little too on the nose.
Guess, damn.
But, okay, that was one of the things that Robert Kraft gave you earlier today. On a busy news day, one of two things we're talking about today. Kraft from the owners' meetings in Florida, and Garrett Crochet, his extension from the Red Sox. It's a record setter for a player with this amount of service time or lack of service time. So your thoughts on that as well. At 617-779-7937. We've given away one of 4 pairs of tickets to Red Sox and Cardinals
Busy day.
on April 6th. We'll give you a little hint coming up. A little hint if you missed Greg earlier today.
Yes.
The code word at 7. We'll give you a little code word hint.
Code word hint. I
coming
like it.
up here on Jones and Keefe to give you some help to win those Red Sox tickets on a 2 for Tuesday, a Tier Tuesday, a Tommy Tuesday here on Jones and Keefe on WEEI. Real quick, before we even break down any of what Robert said there, Bill Parcells should or should not be in the Patriots Hall of Fame?
Should not. I'm a no on Parcells.
Wow, you're a should not guy.
I'm a small hall guy, Jones. You know this about me. Small hall, even if it's a team hall.
So
hall.
I am a should. So I guess I didn't realize
I'm in the minority. I think every co-host I've had, and I've had a handful, I think they've all been the other way. I think they've all said he should be in. I am a no. He was here for 4 years, had a .500 record as coach, 2 playoff appearances, 2 missed playoffs, 500 record in the playoffs, and
you're leaving out a Super Bowl appearance, but yes.
Right.
Where he tanked the Super Bowl.
Tanked the Super Bowl. Already lined up with the Jets. I think that is the most damning thing that keeps him out of it, because as much as people are like, the franchise was a disaster and they were going to move and all this stuff, and like he legitimized it, I'm going the other way. He was taking the Jets job, then he took Curtis Martin with him to the Jets. They were in the freaking Super Bowl, and the guy already had another job.
It was the most damning thing. You don't give Kraft any blame for that?
Now that we're like more and more years on Kraft, I give him a little bit, but I'm not putting him in for 4 years as a 500 coach.
You had Bill Parcells. You had legitimately one of the greatest coaches of all time. I know it's not the discussion about going into the Patriots Hall of Fame. He's a deserving Pro Football Hall of Famer. I think he's a deserving Patriots Hall of Famer.
They want you to cook the dinner. At least they ought to let you shop for some of the groceries.
I also have a wild complaint about that quote. So, did you pick Ty Law and Willie McGinnis? Did you pick those guys? You did? Did you pick Terry Glenn? Oh, you didn't? So, is it only Terry Glenn you could? So, who do we give you credit for and who do we not give you credit for?
Picking and choosing. Look, there are things to nitpick on Bill Parcells.
And Terry Glenn was good.
Terry Glenn, for a time, was good. Yeah. With Bill. He was
but
good.
Who did he want?
With Bill, he was good because Bill kept him in line. When Pete was here, not so much. When Bill Belichick was here.
Did they go to the Super Bowl, Terry Glenn?
He was gone. Yeah, no. When Bill Parcells was here, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. But Parcells was the one that didn't even want him. I'm not saying he was good for him. Yeah, anyway, we're saying the same thing.
No, but that's an example of, a guy that Bill Parcells did not want, and you're right, you're fair to question that. He got the most out of the player, which is what he did. And I do think Bill Parcells coming in and legitimizing the franchise, I know you get these, Patriots fans, they were actually good in the 70s. Oh, they made a Super Bowl in 85. Right.
They did make a Super Bowl.
But they were a joke.
Oh, yeah.
The franchise was a joke. And Parcells and Bledsoe legitimized the franchise. Should Bledsoe be a Patriots Hall of Famer?
Yeah, he was here longer.
So I agree.
Yeah.
Bledsoe should be a Patriots Hall of Famer, and I have lots of questions about Bledsoe and his career in New England.
No, I thought Bledsoe was more important than Parcells.
Those guys are Patriots Hall of Famers for the same exact reason. They legitimized things. They laid the groundwork for when Bill Belichick and Tom Brady came in. That's why they're Patriots Hall of Famers.
He didn't quit the team, though, Drew Bledsoe, where Bill Parcells essentially did that. And it was Super Bowl week, for God's sakes. He was picking his coaching staff with the Jets.
I don't think Bledsoe was too happy on a Super Bowl week himself when Brady was starting against the Rams.
Right, well, his job was taken from him. He didn't go and find a new one. He was forced to find a new one, for God's sakes. So, no, I don't think he was here enough. It was a 4-year run, and they kind of ping-ponged, miss playoff, make the playoff, miss playoff, make the playoff, even 32-32 record, I believe it was, in New England. And so, I give him credit for hot-shotting the franchise and putting them on a path that would turn into this. But, if Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, so as much as you give Parcells and Bledsoe credit for sort of legitimizing the Pats in the 90s, if Brady and Belichick don't come here in 2000, 2001, and the team is just like a bum franchise. We're not like, hey, remember how good they were in the 90s?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is cheating a little bit, but why did Belichick even get here? Parcells.
Yeah.
And so, if you want to play that game, you can too. That wouldn't be top of my list for Parcells in the Hall of Fame. This, I'm all for piling on Robert Kraft. I don't agree with this one. Kraft putting Parcells in the Patriots Hall of Fame and not Belichick is disgraceful.
I don't know if it's that, but I wonder if there's a little bit of that too. Well, first of all, I think what you said.
Bill's going to get in.
Yeah.
They're going to make him wait. They didn't make Brady wait. They're going to make Bill wait.
I know. But then also Parcells getting in over Bill is like another sort of rival. This is like a Yankees, Red Sox, Mets situation where you're like.
But Kraft isn't going to do to Belichick what he did to Parcells and keep him out forever.
No, because as soon as he's on the ballot, he's going to get in first right away. Now, and they can't fake that.
If your complaint is clearly Kraft can do whatever he wants with the Hall of Fame, he can waive the wait period and put Brady right in. He can kick and scream and say, oh, it's all about a public vote, and then put Parcells in whenever he wants. So Kraft can do whatever he wants.
Of course.
If you're saying he should have waived it for Bill, well, then I guess I understand what you're getting at, but make Bill wait, okay? I have no problem with making Bill wait. You can waive it for Brady. Brady was a hell of a lot more important than Bill, so you can make him wait. So we disagree. Interesting.
Yeah.
617-779-7937. Should Bill Parcells even get in? Maybe you're pissed at Kraft about that. Sounds like Keefe is. Why now? Why do you think he's doing it now?
Good publicity.
So that's also what I think, but there's a lot of people who agree with you that Parcells shouldn't get in.
I don't think he should get in, but I think a lot of fans do. And he probably has the results of the voting and knows that he was a more popular guy, or at least I would say it's more than 50. It's not 100%, but I think you do this. I also, the way I think is maybe it's a little jab at Belichick. Right, just like, hey.
So you do agree with the
text
line?
I kind of a little bit, yeah. Why not?
Huh?
Don't you think? I don't think. I think
I didn't interpret it that way, but make your point.
Do you think Kraft is one of the reasons why North Carolina is not going to be on Hard Knocks?
Sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think Kraft is one of the reasons Bill's in college football in the first place.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So I think all of that, and then there's obviously like a Padawan apprentice rivalry with Parcells and Belichick a little bit, and Parcells has been out for such a long time, and now there's going to be a big honor there. And we kind of stumbled into this as we were talking. The only thing that Robert Kraft can prop up as any kind of success in his tenure as owner without Belichick and Brady would be the Super Bowl appearance with Bill Parcells. So maybe it's also a way to sort of relive that and also remind fans like, hey, see, I did it with somebody other than these two.
It's a good theory. Yeah. Guys, you know what? It wasn't just Brady and Belichick. It was also
before I even met those guys.
Parcells and Bledsoe. Don't you remember?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good theory.
Although I think Belichick was on that staff.
He was. He's maybe even the associate head coach. He was certainly in charge of the secondary, I think.
Mind, yeah.
So you can jump in, 617-779-7937. Why is Kraft doing this now? I think in some way he's doing it for PR. I'm not quite sure the exact reason, but there's a PR aspect to this because he single-handedly kept Bill Parcells out for years and years. On top of that, should Bill Parcells even be in? You can jump in. Keefe and I apparently disagree on that, which I was unaware of. So jump in there. Meanwhile, quick hint. If we were going to give a hint about the code word on a 2 for Tuesday to bring home Red Sox tickets, still to come at 11:30, 12:30, and 1:30 here on Jones and Keefe. It'll continue through WEEI afternoons.
I have two.
Okay, you have two? Good.
I have two. One, something that Rafael Devers has done quite a bit.
Yep. Oh, so much. More than anybody through 5 games.
The last name of the actor who recently passed away that played Detective Crashmore on I Think You Should Leave.
That's a great hit.
That's not bad.
First name Biff.
First name Biff.
Last name rhymes with Biff.
Yeah.
So that comes your way again. We'll be doing it on a 2 for Tuesday all day long here on Jones and Keefe. I was going to say it's something Devers has done a lot, and it's also very representative of his play. Like it is pretty smelly.
Good one.
Is what it is. So we'll get to that coming up. We'll get back to the Red Sox as well, plus all your Patriots phone calls on Robert Kraft, talking today at the owners' meetings in Florida, as he does each and every year. Some good stuff to pick apart there. We've been doing it on Jones and Keefe.